Hey guys, Dr. Stephanie, and today I'm going to go through 4 of my favorite exercises for strengthening the core. Strengthening your core will help decrease back pain, prevent back injuries, also helps with hip pain, knee pain. So having a strong core is super important. And your core is not just the front, your abdominals here. The core is your whole, all around here. So your abdominal muscles, your oblique muscles here, your lower back muscles, your pelvic floor muscles, kind of those muscles on the bottom of the pelvis, your glutes, your hip rotators, your hip flexors, even your adductors, these muscles in here. So the core is basically just the center of your body. And the stronger the core is, the less likely you'll have injuries in your lower back, in your hips, in your knees, and you'll just feel better overall. It also makes you a better athlete. So if you're a runner, or if you play tennis, if you play golf, having a strong core can help you improve, help you be a better athlete and feel better while you're doing it. So we're going to go through 4 of my favorite exercises. These are pretty simple to do. All you need is about 10 minutes a day. Add some of these into your routine and build up that core. So the first one is a plank. And I know most people have probably done a plank. That doesn't mean you do it correctly, but we're going to start with a modified plank. So if you are just starting out or you're not ready to do a full plank, you can do a modified plank. So you're going to be on your knees here, on your forearms, feet kind of up in the air, or you can even bring them down if you need to. But you want your back to be flat. So you don't want to be sticking your butt up in the air like this. You want it to be flat, forearms on the floor like this. Lift up your feet if you can, and you want to hold this position for 30 seconds. If you can't hold it for 30 seconds, hold it for as long as you can before you feel your back start to rise, you feel yourself dropping here. You can also start out with your feet here, but try to hold that for 30 seconds. Once you can hold this position for 30 seconds and repeat it 3 times, you're ready to move on to a regular plank. So a regular plank, we're going to go up on our feet here, keep our back flat, and hold this position. Again, you don't want to lift your butt up in the air. You don't want to drop your hips. You want to keep everything in line and hold this for 30 seconds. Once you can hold this position for 30 seconds and repeat that 3 times, we're going to add something a little bit more challenging. So now we're going to go up into a high plank. And you can also do this in place of the last one we did. So once you can hold that last one, you're going to go from here. We're going to do shoulder taps. You're going to take one hand, tap the opposite shoulder, and go back and forth. You want to do that for 30 seconds. Again, repeat 3 times. And then there are other variations that are harder too, where you come here, you lift your leg, but those are kind of the 3 main ones, and that's a progression of them. So once you can do the first one, 30 seconds, 3 times, you're ready to move on. So the plank is important because it does strengthen your abdominals. It does strengthen these muscles kind of in the front. It also strengthens other ones, but that's kind of a good one for strengthening these abdominal muscles here. Okay, then we're going to go and do some exercises that strengthen the back of your muscles here. So one of my favorite exercises is called the bird dog. And so what you're going to do is start in a hands and knees position just like this and extend your arm and the opposite leg and then bring them back down. Again, you want to make sure that this back stays flat. Pretend like there's a glass of water here and you don't want to let it drop. So extend and then come back down. You want to go slow. This exercise can seem easy if you don't do it slowly. Just going back and forth. And the goal is to do 10 or 15 on each side. And really just keeping that back flat, going nice and slow. Then, once that gets fairly easy, you can take a long TheraBand or any kind of resistance band. I'm going to place it under one knee, pull it so there's a little bit of resistance, and then come in this hands and knees position here, keeping that back flat. We're going to extend one leg, like we did with the other bird dog, and take this band and reach out in front of you and back down. So reach out, keeping that back flat, pretending there's a glass of water on your back. Just lift and back down, lift and back down. You should really feel that one in your core. Try to do 2 to 3 sets of 10 on each side. Once you do that side, you'll just switch to the other side and do the same thing. So knee on that band, extend this leg, and lift this band out. All right, and then the third variation, we're gonna grab a weight for this one. Stay in this hands and knees position. For this one is a bird dog row. So we are working on our core strength, we're working on our back strength. We're also working on a little bit of arm strength. So you're going to extend one leg, take this weight, and just lift up in a row. So kind of drive that elbow towards the ceiling, keeping your back flat once again. And use a weight that you can use that's challenging, but you don't feel like you're tipping over the whole time. So 2 to 3 sets of 10 on one side, 2 to 3 sets of 10 on the other side. Okay, so that was number 2 exercise. Number 3, we're going to get into more of the obliques, those muscles on the side here. So this is a side plank. And side planks can be pretty difficult, but we're going to start with a variation, kind of modification, I guess. And this is where you want to start. So knees are going to be bent here, and you're just going to lift up onto your forearm and your knees and just hold this position. And you want to hold this for 30 seconds. Once you hold it for 30 seconds, come down and relax. Repeat that 3 times. If that's easy, then you're ready to move on to the next variation, which is just a regular side plank. So legs out straight, lift up, hold this position for 30 seconds, relax, repeat 3 times. That one's pretty tough. You want to do it on both sides. Once you can do that 30 seconds 3 times, then you can add a little bit of challenge and variation to it. So what I'm going to show you one challenging variation. If that one gets easy, you can add this. What you're going to do is come up on your elbow and your feet. You're going to take this top arm, you're going to rotate it underneath you, and then come back up. Rotate under, come back up. Just adds a little bit of challenge. And you want to try to do 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 10 of that. But that's once you're comfortable doing a side plank and you're ready for that. So that side plank is all about strengthening these muscles on the side, these obliques. And then we're going to go into our final exercise. This one really works on strengthening the glutes. And the glutes are important. They're part of the core. Strong glutes will help reduce knee pain, reduce foot and ankle pain, reduce hip pain, and just help you feel better overall. So this exercise, a lot of people have probably done. It's called the bridge. So knees bent, feet on the floor. You just lift up here and come back down. So lift up so you're even here and come back down. The goal is to do 2 to 3 sets of 10. Once that feels pretty easy, you can challenge yourself a little bit and make it into a single leg bridge. So one leg out straight, just lift up and come back down. Lift up and come back down. That one is definitely more challenging because we're just doing it on one leg. So again, 2 to 3 sets of 10 on each side. And then if that one gets easy, you can move into this one where you lift up into a bridge and do a march here. And just stay in this position while you march, trying to keep your hips even. So this is good for core strength, but it's really good for glute strength. So all 4 of those exercises and variations are a great starting point if you want to start strengthening your core and build a stronger back and abdominals and glutes and just make yourself feel better overall. So try those. If you haven't subscribed to my page yet, just hit the circle. Here's another core strengthening workout you can try. You can follow along and do that one with me. And I hope everyone has a great day.